Citizens of Athens, and you from all lands who now hear me, I, Socrates, come to you not with ready and finished answers, as if truth could simply be handed over. My purpose is more subtle, and I believe more profound. I see myself as a midwife of souls, helping each person give birth to the intrinsic truth, the knowledge that already resides within their own being, often dormant beneath layers of prejudices and others' opinions. The wisdom I truly seek is not from dusty books or eloquent speeches, but is found in the depth of human experience, in genuine dialogue, and in constant questioning. Many see me as a peculiar man, insisting on wandering through the public squares, approaching and questioning everyone about everything, challenging established certainties. But my purpose is, in its essence, simple: to awaken in each of you the innate curiosity for your own existence and for the world. Because tell me honestly, what good is conquering the external world, acquiring power or fame, if a person hasn't embarked on the most crucial journey of all? The greatest of all adventures isn't to distant lands or grand empires, but to the core of the soul. And what then is the first, the most fundamental step on this journey of inner discovery? I tell you with all certainty and the conviction of an examined life, know thyself. This ancient maxim, eternally carved in the temple at Delphi, isn't mere poetic adornment or a catchy phrase, but the pillar and foundation of all true human wisdom. How can you aspire to govern a city with justice, or even lead a home with harmony, if you aren't capable of governing your own thoughts, your emotions, and your uncontrolled passions, which drag you in opposing directions? Ah, my dear ones, how great is the illusion in which most people live. They believe with blind conviction that they know much about everything and about themselves, when in truth, the only authentic wisdom I possess is to recognize, with humility, my own vast ignorance. And this humility, paradoxically, is the key that allows me to learn and grow continuously. He who, in his arrogance, judges himself to know everything, stubbornly closes himself off from truth and the possibility of deeper knowledge. Open your minds to the liberating possibility of not knowing, and then true knowledge, like a gentle breeze, will begin to visit you. The unexamined life, my friends, is not worth living to its fullest. Never settle for the superficiality of appearances, for the opinions of others imposed upon you by tradition or by the majority. Question ceaselessly. Dig deeply into your beliefs. Ponder with reason and heart, what is the higher meaning of your daily actions? What are the values and principles that truly guide your choices, however small they may seem? Without this constant and rigorous introspection, you are like boats adrift on a vast sea without a compass, without sails, and without a clear destination. Some, in their blindness or malice, accuse me of corrupting the youth of Athens, of diverting their hearts from the gods and traditions. But I ask you clearly, is it corrupting to instigate critical thinking and the pursuit of inner truth? Is it encouraging young people not to accept the obvious and the predetermined, to seek authentic virtue instead of fleeting wealth, empty fame, or transient power? If this is the corruption they accuse me of, then I am guilty, and I am profoundly proud of it, for only the mind that questions, that inquires, and that challenges itself can truly evolve and progress. True virtue, I assert to you vehemently, is knowledge. This is a paradox that many do not understand. No one errs intentionally. No one does wrong by conscious choice of what is worse. A person does wrong out of ignorance, from not knowing what is genuinely good for their own soul and for the community. If we knew with clarity and conviction what is just, what is beautiful, what is truly good, we would always act in accordance with righteousness. To improve oneself, therefore, is not merely to change external behavior, but to improve one's own understanding and perception of truth. You can spend an entire lifetime accumulating material treasures, vast lands, and power over other people. But I ask you, with the sincerity characteristic of me, what is more precious, more valuable than your own soul? Take care of it with the utmost dedication and zeal above all worldly things. Material wealth is volatile and transient. Physical beauty fades with time and wrinkles, but the virtue, integrity, and purity of the soul remain eternal, indelible. This is true fortune, the only legacy that accompanies you beyond earthly life. Many dedicate their lives to worrying excessively about the opinions of others, about the superficial image they project to the world. But I tell you, with the simplicity of truth, strive incessantly to be, at your core, what you wish to appear externally. The deepest honesty begins and flourishes within each individual. True integrity is not built with masks or deceptive appearances, but with absolute coherence between your most intimate thoughts, your most public words, and your most everyday actions. True good is not found in the ephemeral and fleeting pleasures of the body, nor in the unrestrained satisfaction of lower and instinctive desires, which imprison you. Good, true good, resides in the constant pursuit of moral excellence, in the diligent and conscious practice of justice in all your actions, of courage in the face of challenges, of temperance in your passions, and of wisdom in your choices. These are the true joys of the soul, those that do not vanish with time or adversity, but that strengthen with practice. Justice, my dear ones, is infinitely more valuable than injustice under any circumstance. It is preferable and nobler to suffer an injustice than to commit one, whether by action or omission, against a fellow human. For he who commits injustice harms his own soul, staining his interior with the darkness of error. And what good is the most absolute power or the vastest fortune if your soul is in deep disharmony, corroded by guilt and regret? Inner integrity is the greatest good. Do not fear death, my friends, for the fear of it is the falsest and most deceptive of wisdoms that humans can embrace. No one, not even the wisest of the wise, truly knows what death holds for us beyond life, and to fear the unknown is to claim a knowledge one does not possess. It is to act based on a fundamental ignorance. The important thing, therefore, is not to prolong life for many years at any cost, but to live well, with virtue and purpose. True life is that which is filled with meaning and virtuous actions, regardless of its duration. Many seek happiness in things external to themselves, in the accumulation of wealth, in the insatiable pursuit of fame, in sensory pleasures that quickly fade. But I reveal a secret that experience has taught me. Genuine and lasting happiness resides in the simplicity of living and in deep contentment with what one has, without the need to incessantly seek what is outside. Nature, in its infinite goodness, has already given us enough to be happy. It is the incessant search for more that makes us slaves to dissatisfaction and inner emptiness. Dialogue, the art of philosophical conversation, is the most precious tool of the true philosopher. Through incisive questioning and thoughtful answers, courteous refutation, and the shared pursuit of truth, knowledge reveals itself, and the soul is purified. Do not accept dogmas without the deepest questioning. Debate ideas, inquire into principles, and allow your most deeply held convictions to be tested in the purifying fire of reason, so that only what is truly solid remains. True education is not merely the filling of an empty vessel with information, but the kindling of a flame in the heart and mind. Do not be content to mechanically repeat what you are told or taught. Seek to understand the causes and effects, the why of everything. Cultivate within your souls the insatiable desire to know, to unravel the mysteries of existence, beginning with the deepest and most essential mysteries of yourselves. Therefore, my fellow travelers, dedicate your lives to the continuous improvement of the soul. Seek wisdom not as an end in itself, a mere accumulation of facts, but as an essential means to a more virtuous, more just in all relationships, and truly happier life in its highest sense. This is the great and noble mission of every human being, to be good, and to that end, to know what it is to be good in its purest essence. Now is the time to depart, I to what some call death, you to the continuation of life. Which of us goes to the better fate, no one knows for certain, except the gods. But know that, even in the shadow of uncertainty, the incessant pursuit of truth and the constant practice of virtue are what dignifies human existence and elevates it. Continue to examine your lives with courage and sincerity, and you will find the true and luminous inner light that never fades.